Hi, welcome to Hunters of the Unknown Halloween special broadcast. We are live at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, which is one of the most haunted cemeteries in America. We're going to wait for people to come into the feed. Please tell us where you're seeing us from, comment. And the little heart, if you hit the heart, you will see bats fly. So we're really looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I see some.
You see some bats flying? Cool.
Someone said, "Oh shit."
Bats are flying today. Okay, so we are at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing. We're just waiting for some people to come in. If you're not already following us, just swipe up for Android, swipe across for iOS, and scroll down. You'll see our name. And you can just click on it and you can follow us. You can share our scope that way out to your friends. And we would be very happy if you did. So what we're going to be doing today is we are at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, which is just outside of Chicago. It's actually in Midlothian, Illinois. And we're going to give you a little tour of the cemetery. There's many claims of the cemetery. We're going to give you a tour, let you know some of the claims, and we have some of our equipment here as well. So we're going to be explaining what some of the equipment we have does and do a little demonstration for each of them. We are going to do some live EVP sessions, so we are going to record and then we will play back, and hopefully the spirits will want to communicate with us today. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery was in the 1800s. They started the first burials here, and back then Al Capone was when he was in the area, there are rumors of him burying bodies out here. The cemetery is next to some woods. Bodies could be out in the woods. There's a pond also with a legend of that, which Madeline will be telling you about. And one of the more famous legends are somebody took a picture actually of a lady who was sitting on a headstone, and they call her the Madonna at Bachelor's Grove.
Somebody asked, why is there kids playing like it's a park and not a cemetery?
Well, actually the cemetery is public, so anybody can come here. You can't come here at night, you will be arrested, so don't do that. But you can come here, anybody can, and it is Halloween weekend, so
yeah, you can see there's lots of people here.
There are quite a few people here. We want to make sure that after this broadcast you stay tuned, because our second broadcast is going to be a very exciting one. We are doing a Ouija board experiment in the cemetery here, and there's a really cool story that goes along with that, and so we will be telling you about that. So make sure after this broadcast we will be doing a second live broadcast, so make sure you stay tuned for that one.
Someone said, can you show us the headstone where the Madonna was found?
That's exactly what we're going to do next.
And then someone also said, what time is the Ouija experiment?
It's going to be directly after this one. I don't know if we're going to be maybe an hour or so, maybe not quite that long.
So definitely check back around.
Yeah, it'll be directly after this one. So we're going to go into the cemetery right now, and we're going to check out that headstone. So it was another paranormal group that came in here. They were taking random photos, and come to find out later on, they did take a picture of this lady who was sitting on this headstone right here. The headstone kind of has a little checkerboard sort of look to it. So she was sitting right on this headstone facing the woods. And it's a very clear picture, and nobody has been able to disprove it. So that's what makes it very interesting. Many people have tried to disprove the picture, but the lady who actually took the photo still has the negatives, and nobody's been able to disprove it. So she is called the Madonna of Bachelor's Grove, and you could Google it and see the picture on the internet. So next we're going to have Madeline is going to take us on a little tour of the cemetery. Yes, it is a public place, so there are many people here. Hopefully for our Ouija experiment we are doing later, we're kind of out in a little secluded area and there won't be as many people there. Hopefully nobody. So yes, we are live at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, just outside of Chicago. And next we're going to have Madeline give us a little tour and tell us some claims of the cemetery.
like 220 viewers right now.
Nice.
That's awesome. Hey guys, yeah, we're here at Bachelor's Grove. I'm just gonna walk around, kind of give you a feel for the cemetery and show you some of the different headstones where we've actually captured evidence in some of our past investigations. And then we're gonna actually end up going over into like the most secluded part of the cemetery, which isn't even that secluded. And we have some equipment that we're going to show you guys how to use and do a little bit of a live investigation.
Somebody says they have the same shirt.
Oh yeah,
And
Target, $20. This is the best time of year.
And somebody asked if any famous people are buried here.
Not that I know of. I don't think there's any famous people buried here. The most famous thing about the cemetery is definitely the Madonna, the lady in white photo that was captured. And then also I'm going to take you guys over here. You can kind of see in the background this pond that's right next to the cemetery was supposedly where Al Capone would dispose of some of his victims. So it's thought that there's some bodies in the pond, and there's also supposed to be bodies in the woods.
All right, somebody's asking where we're at.
Oh, we're at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, just outside of Chicago. This is one of the oldest and rumored to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in the United States. We're here in the middle of the day, and it's a public place, so there are a lot of people, but yeah, we're just gonna go walk around and give you guys a little bit of a tour. Something else that's cool with the pond is there's claims of a two-headed kind of monster that crawls out of the pond. One of the theories behind that is it's rumored in the early 1900s there was a horse or a farmer that was riding his horse and they fell into the pond and they both drowned and died. So sometimes people will see that and they'll be really, really fearful, but really it could just be explained as their apparition kind of being molded together. Over here, it's actually over there, I think, right?
Yeah, the pond's over there behind the fence.
Or the infant's grave. We can go over there. So yeah, you can see here, just like most of the stones, most of the people were buried here in the early 1800s. One of the most well-known headstones here is... Oh, Medioscope? Hey, what's going on? We've got followers in Mexico. This right over here is one of the most well-known headstones in the cemetery just because it's a little bit sad and also a little bit creepy that it's just described as infant daughter. So people always leave gifts and toys and things for this poor child that lost her life and is buried here. Actually, last time we were here and we did an investigation, because it's Halloween weekend, I think that's why there's so many people here right now. But the last time we were here, we were doing some EVP sessions and we were all by ourselves and we actually caught a man saying David. So we looked into the reports and there's actually 2 men named David that are buried here. So that's definitely pretty interesting. Yeah, and then right behind here you can see this is the pond where Al Capone supposedly disposed of some of his victims. And also where the so-called two-headed monster crawls up out of the pond.
Somebody asked you have a special object you're using for the experiment.
For
just the Ouija board.
Yeah, we're just using the Ouija board. Yeah, if you guys are just now tuning in, check back later. Probably in about like 45 minutes, we're going to be doing an Ouija board experiment out in the middle of the woods. There's a whole cool, creepy story that goes along with that happened at the cemetery. So definitely check back. We're going to be ending this broadcast and then starting up another one because it's going to take us some time to get out in the woods and get set up and everything. So besides the pond and besides the people that are buried here, some of the other claims here at Bachelor's Grove, people report seeing UFOs and also blue lights that almost are like acting intelligently. Whenever Ghost Adventures was here, I think they were here last year. They actually shut down the road, they shut off all of the people, and they actually captured some of those lights. There's pretty much claims of everything. We're right next to a huge forest preserve, so it's kind of one of those window areas where anything and everything seems to happen in this location. So I guess you want to make our way over? Yeah. Another one of the cool claims, like I said, it's one of those window areas, is there's supposed to be a phantom farmhouse. It's a 2-story farmhouse. real dated, like maybe 1920s, like style. And on the second floor, there's actually a window. It always looks the same every time somebody sees it. On the second floor, there's usually a window that is illuminated, like there's a light on inside of the house. So that's really interesting to me, because the more that I research and learn about the paranormal, the more I realize that, you know, it seems to be there's a lot of like overlap in time and the dimension of time. So whenever people are reporting seeing these phantom farmhouses, you're kind of like, you know, that has to be some sort of overlap. I think that's really cool. I'm trying to think if there's other claims here that we didn't talk about. Are there any other ones, Cindy?
Oh geez, there's like tons.
There's so many claims here.
So many.
Yeah.
Here.
All right. Yeah, well, I guess we're going to show you guys some of our equipment.
Right, so it's still on you.
Yeah, we're going to show you guys some of our equipment. Over here in this corner, there's not that many people, so we're going to try to do a little bit of an investigation. Unfortunately, a lot of our evidence that we capture is going to have just a little bit of a contamination because there are people here. But we're going to try to work around that. Before we start any investigation, it's really important that you protect yourself emotionally and mentally, so that way you want to have your guard up whenever you're going into any investigation, even if it is just a short one. So we do a lot of things. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, let's switch go this way.
Oh.
There we go.
There
Okay,
we go.
we got both of us.
Oh no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just important to protect yourself whenever you're going into these investigations. We do a lot of different things. Like Cindy has a piece of protective jewelry on.
My jewelry.
Am I
it's
wearing
got some moonstones, St. Michael's medallion on it.
Yeah, and I mean, I always just kind of, I don't know if I want to call it meditate, but before I go into anything like this, I always like to just clear my head and make sure I'm focusing on positive thoughts, because a lot of it is the intent that you go into it with. Has a spirit attacked us before? No, we've never had anything negative attack us or attach to us. We've definitely encountered some things that might be considered like a bad person. People saying get out. No, it's okay. People saying get out or saying like mean things, but never had anything attack us. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do before we get this investigation started, I have my trusty Josh Gates journal that I have adorned with stickers from our many adventures. And in the front of it, I actually have our opening prayer to St. Michael the Archangel. So we're going to recite this prayer just to protect ourselves before we do this investigation. All right, St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the divine power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who roam throughout the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to have Cindy show you guys a piece of our equipment. We can get started on this investigation. Oh, somebody asked if I was Kat Dennings. Yeah, I get that a lot. Thank you. What a compliment. All right, so the first piece of equipment that we're going to have Cindy demonstrate here, this is called the Mel meter. Why don't you go ahead and show everybody?
Okay, so we have the Mel meter. This measures electromagnetic fields, and it also measures temperature too. It's 72 degrees out here, and we're near Chicago, so that's pretty warm for this time of year. 72 degrees, and we have 0 on the Mel meter. Different things can set it off. Your phone can, so we won't get too close with our phone. Right now we're reading 0. Any kind of electronic device, outlets, anything like that can set it off. So you always got to be aware of where you're at with this to see if anything around you can be setting it off. But it is thought that spirits give off electromagnetic energy, and then this will pick that up, and then the numbers will go up, and we'll be able to see that somebody is here with us. So yeah, we're kind of by these headstones right here, and we're just, oh, we got a 1.6 actually.
Oh yeah, you can see 1.6. It just popped up and then went away.
It was just on there really quick.
Is that somebody here with us?
Really quick. So we're just going to ask a few questions and then move on to our next piece of equipment. So if there's any spirits that are in the cemetery right now, we would like to communicate with you. We have a device right here that could let us know that you're here. So if you go near it, the device will measure your energy and we'll be able to see that you're here. So if there are any spirits in the cemetery, could you please come closer to us? So right now it's still reading 0. We don't have anything, although we did get that little spike. Don't know what that is because we are in the woods. There is nothing electronic here at all except for our phone. Yeah, so we have nothing right here. Okay. Cemetery seems to be clearing out a little bit, which is good for us.
We're scaring them away. Someone asked,
are.
can it measure anything else?
Well, it does measure anything electric, really, you know, so if you're running a microwave or you know, something electric, it is going to pick this up. Or if you put it up against an outlet, you know, or an electrical box or something, it will pick that up. Walkie-talkies, if you're using walkie-talkies, it will pick that up. So always be aware of, you know, what's around you to see if anything else is causing that. But if there's nothing, you know, it could be somebody trying to point 3, somebody trying to communicate with you. We got a point 3 right there, and back to 0. If there's somebody here with us, could you do that again?
Someone asked, why doesn't it measure a living spirit?
Because
we aren't putting off enough.
Yeah, we're not putting
energy.
off enough energy for this to pick it up. But it's thought that if you have passed on, that you do put out electromagnetic field, actually, and that's what this will measure. So back to 0. But if there is any spirits here, could you make this go up? Come closer to our device.
Someone said the ground has electricity in it, which that's not, I mean, it does, but once again, it's such a small amount that it's not going to be picked up by this meter.
Not unless there's actually cables running through the ground for electric. So yeah, we got nothing here. I don't know, you want to move on to our next piece of equipment?
Yeah, we have quite a few pieces of equipment, so why don't we?
Okay, let's move on to our next.
That's pretty cool. We got a spike, you know, at all.
We did.
Yeah.
We did get a spike. Okay, so we're going to have Madeline.
So yeah, we're just going to turn this off, and then it's always good, you know, if you guys do have a mel meter, that you just take this sensor out. This is like what is actually detecting the electricity, and you don't want to break this. It's a really like fragile piece of equipment there.
Oh, somebody said the underground cables are shielded, so good to know. Good to know. We're not going to be getting any electromagnetic fields from the ground. Okay, Madeline's going to go ahead and get our... There we go. Okay, so Madeline's getting our next piece of equipment.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the SB11 Spirit Box, sometimes it's called. It's also called a Frank box, a Ghost box. It has a lot of different names. So basically what this piece of equipment does is it's exactly like if you have an older car that has a seek tuner where it goes through the different radio stations. That's all this is doing, is it's going to go through all the different radio stations at a specific sweep rate that you define, and it's thought that the white noise that it generates from going through all those different stations kind of gives energy that the spirits can actually come through, and you're going to hear, you might be able to hear audible voices in real time come through. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. What's cool about this specific version of the SB11 is that it's able to sweep through 2 different channels at the same time. So whenever it's on here, let me turn the volume up. This just sounds, this is just a radio station that has no music coming through. It's just static. We're going to go ahead and sweep it forward.
Yeah, what sweep rate are you using? Somebody wants to know.
Right now, this is 500 sweeps per second. I usually like to go to about 150 or 200. So you can adjust that here with the sweep rate button, and it'll show you here this is 100, 150, 200. So you can hear it's actually getting slower and slower. You want it to be slow enough that it gives enough time for things to come through, but you don't want it to be so slow that you're actually hearing radio stations and bits of music and talking and things coming through.
Are we doing AM or FM?
This one, because it's the SP11, it's able to sweep through both channels, AM and FM. Right now this is just FM. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this AM portion on. We'll go forward. Oh, there we go. So yeah, now you can see we have AM going here, and we have the FM going here. Both of them are sweeping at 200, but you're able to adjust these independently. And I'll see if I can turn this up a little bit more so you guys can hopefully hear if anything comes through. Something, we don't have it going right now because this is going to be a pretty short investigation, and but it's really good if you guys are doing this to have an audio recorder going at the same time. Because a lot of times things will come through quickly, and it's always good to just be able to go back and actually have it recorded. Because this is playing live, it's not recording it too. We've gotten a lot of cool stuff out of the spirit box. We've actually, at one investigation, we had somebody answer a question before we asked it. We had Obama come through the spirit box, and then just a few minutes later, Cindy asked, who is the president right now? We've also had, like I was saying, the white noise that's generated from this device kind of allows spirits, they can gather that energy and actually speak, and we can hear it audibly. It's not coming through the spirit box, it's actually an audible voice that we can hear. In one investigation, in that case, we actually heard a woman scream help very loudly, and it did not come through the spirit box. It was on top of the spirit box audio. You could tell it was totally different. We heard it really clear. Oh God, what are people saying?
Okay, I just have to say this comment because it's freaking hilarious. Somebody said Donald Trump is in the bushes.
Donald Trump is in the bushes?
After you said the Obama thing.
Oh.
Okay. Hilarious. Okay.
Alright, so yeah, we're here at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. We're showing you guys just some of our equipment that we use on a paranormal investigation. This right here is one of our favorite pieces. It's an SP11 spirit box, sometimes called a ghost box or a Frank's box, as it was invented by some guy named Frank. We're sweeping at 200, which I believe is 200 sweeps per second. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to ask just some generic questions, and we're going to see if we get any sort of responses. Is there anybody in Bachelor's Grove Cemetery that wants to talk to us? We are here just doing an investigation. I am a paranormal investigator. I don't want to cause you guys any harm. If there's anything I can do to help you, let us know. Is there any questions you guys want to ask on our Periscope video? Just shoot us in the comment. I'll go ahead and ask them, see if we can get a response. So something, whenever you're reviewing your audio from doing the SP11 spirit box, you want to make sure that you're not just experiencing pareidolia, which is basically like your brain is designed to make things out of nothing, to hear voices out of nothing. So you want to make sure that if you're hearing something that you're going to be really skeptical, rule out, there is static coming through here. There's also sometimes bits of radio stations that will come through.
Ask them their name.
Can you tell us your name? I'm like falling in a hole. I kind of heard like a faint noise come through. It could have been a radio station though. If there's anybody in the cemetery or in the pond, can you tell us your name?
Ask what year it is.
Can you tell us what year it is? All right, well this thing seems to be pretty quiet. I think we should go ahead and we're going to show you guys another piece of equipment here.
Okay. A couple things to say here real quick. Couple of questions people asked. Periscope, I think, asked if we brought the device that says words. Yes, we did. So we are going to use that. It's called the Ovulus. Somebody asked, how long have we been doing this? Hunters of the Unknown was established in 2011, so we have been doing this for quite a while. Not all equipment works on command. You know, the ghosts, they come and go as they please. So you know, who knows? You know, you never know if you're going to get anything, and you may not. You know, that happens quite frequently. It's not as exciting as it looks on TV. Also, we cannot come to the cemetery after dark because it is illegal and we will get arrested. So that's why we are here during the day. We are live at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, just outside of Chicago. And we want to make sure that you guys follow us for our next Periscope. Directly after this one, we are doing a cool Ouija board experiment that has a cool story to go along with it. So make sure you follow our next one as well. Yes, let's get the next piece of equipment, the REM pod. Okay. All right, our next piece of equipment is called a REM pod. Now this device has an antenna. Let's see. Well, if we turn it on, it's going to go off, so I'm not going to turn it on just yet. So the antenna emits an electromagnetic field, and if a ghost, a spirit comes up to it, they will break that field and these lights will light up. And there is a noise too that's going to go off. You'll hear it. If I touch it, it's going to go off. So I'll demonstrate real quick. There, if I touch it, you can see, well, it's kind of light out. These lights light up, too. And yeah, so I'm going to set it down.
We should set it on Madonna's headstone.
You want to? It's way over there.
Everybody keeps asking to do it.
Alrighty. Madonna's headstone it is. Alright, let me shut this off real quick while we walk over there, because it's kind of over this way. Somebody was asking, why don't you sit on the headstones? I will set this on the headstone, but we're not going to sit on the headstones. You know, it's kind of disrespectful, I think. We are in a cemetery, and we do try to be as respectful as possible to the spirits that we're trying to contact. So, there is Madonna's headstone right here. Okay. Alright, it is setting on the headstone. We're going to stay a little far away from it because we can set off the device as well.
People keep getting this confused. She's explained Madonna again. It's not actually the singer Madonna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, there is a spirit here that's a woman that they call the Madonna at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Somebody actually took a picture of this headstone and later on saw that they saw a woman sitting on the headstone staring off into the woods. And it was a very clear picture of this woman. And that's why they call her the Madonna at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. And nobody has been able to disprove this picture. The lady who took the picture actually has the negatives, and they have not been able to say that it's fake or anything. So we are here at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. We're waiting for some spirits to come and join us by the Madonna headstone. If there is anybody here, you know, if you come close to our device, it will light up. And we do have a lot of live viewers here. I'm sure they would love to see some action. If there are any spirits, can you come close to our device and make it go off? I don't know. Have we scared away the spirits? It's a little quiet here. So this is kind of cool in the dark. You know, if we have the setting somewhere in the dark, and then you kind of forget about it, not pay attention to it, and all of a sudden it goes on. Because it lights up different colors and makes a noise, so when you're in the dark, it is kind of cool. And we have had some experience with it going on. I wouldn't say a lot, so this is not one of our favorite devices, I don't think, but it is kind of cool. So, last chance with this one. If any spirits are here, could you come over by the device? Make it light up for us. The lady that that was in that picture that we call the Madonna of Bachelor's Grove is here. Would you come sit on your headstone? Well, I think the art or the red pod is not going to work for us today.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll show you guys our next piece of equipment. Medioscope, you just commented and you asked us to send tell everybody our webpage and how they can see our past investigations. Our website is www.huntersoftheunknown.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Hunters Unknown. And yeah, me and Cindy, we both are on Twitter. We also have our own personal page. I'm at Hunters Madeline, Cindy's at Hunters Cindy. So our next piece of equipment that I'm going to be showing you guys is actually one of the most basic pieces of equipment that anybody can get, and it's an audio recorder. So I'll go ahead and I will show you guys that. Okay, we're there?
Yep, we're there.
Yeah, we have two different recorders. I personally like using the Olympus much better, but we also have a Sony recorder. This is honestly just your run-of-the-mill. You go to Walmart, you buy an audio recorder, $30. I mean, they have different price ranges for different storage capacities and things like that, but there's nothing really special about this piece of equipment. All it's doing is going to be recording, and it can actually hear different frequencies that our ears are not able to actually pick up. So people use these for all kinds of different things, lectures, note-taking, all types of stuff. We use it for hunting ghosts. So we just go ahead and we turn it on. Something that I'm gonna actually do right now for you guys is a live EVP session. So basically I'm just gonna ask a couple questions and have them recorded on our Olympus digital recorder here. And then we're gonna play it back and see if we capture any voices. Now, I see a lot of people commenting, oh, this is fake, blah, blah, blah. A lot of the shows, a lot of groups, they do have fake evidence because there is such a thing as called pareidolia. That is, our brain is wired to try to make sense out of nonsense. So whenever we're listening to these things, we're going to be hearing static, we're going to be hearing different interference. That can be, if you don't have a trained ear, and if you're not a skeptic, you can say, oh, it said something, when most of the time it's just either a background noise that you're hearing, some sort of static, some sort of interference. So you really have to take everything with a grain of salt whenever you're reviewing this audio and listen to it over and over again and make sure that what you're listening to is actually a voice. So, oops, okay. We'll go ahead and we'll do our live EVP session. If you guys have any questions that you want me to ask during this session, just shoot it in our Periscope video there, and I'll go ahead and ask it. So, something before I get started too that I wanted to talk about is whenever you're doing these things, it's really important that you mark your recorder. So we always start off our recordings by saying who is going to be participating in this session, where are we, what time is it. If there's any background noise, unfortunately here there is a road in the background and there are other people in the cemetery. So we're gonna try to, it's kind of cleared out here.
Yeah, there's not many people here now.
Which
Only
is lucky.
2 I see.
But if we hear somebody yelling or making a noise, we're definitely gonna note that in the audio because we don't want to have any false positives when we're reviewing. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started here. So you can see I pressed play and it is recording. So this is Madeline and Cindy. We're doing a live EVP session. We are at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery just outside of Chicago, one of the most well-known haunted cemeteries in the United States.
Ask if children are around.
Are there any children here in this cemetery? If there's anybody here, we're not here to hurt you. We want to help you. If there's anything we can do to help you, just let us know.
How old are you?
Can you tell us how old you are? We are from the year 2016. I believe that I can communicate with people from the past, the present, and also the future. Can you tell us what year you are in? I can hear some people talking. All right, I'm gonna stop this. And then we'll go ahead and we'll play it back.
Started here. As you can see, I pressed play, and it is recording. So this is Madeline and Cindy. We're doing a live EVP session. We are at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery just outside of Chicago, one of the most well-known haunted cemeteries in the United States. Are there any children here in this cemetery? If there's anybody here, we're not here to hurt you. We want to help you. If there's anything we can do to help you, just let us know. Can you tell us how old you are? We're from the year 2016. I believe that I can communicate with people from the past, the present, and also the future. Can you tell us what year you are in? I can hear some people talking. Alright, I'm going to stop this.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like we got anything. We'll go ahead, we'll do another little live session here. Did anybody ask any questions while I was doing that before I start?
No, I just want to say, you know, good thing Madeline said, I hear people talking, because if she hadn't have said that, and you go back to listen to this, you know, a month from now, you might think that was something.
Yeah.
And it was actually people in the woods talking.
Yeah, because this is a public place. There are people walking around talking and things. So if I can hear them, the audio recorder is definitely going to hear them, because this thing
really picks up.
It picks up anything, and that's why it's really important when you're doing investigations. If you move, if you cough, it can even sometimes pick up just your stomach rumbling if you haven't eaten, or maybe you had some bad Mexican food earlier. Oh, sorry, no offense to Mexican food.
We love Mexican food.
We love Mexican food, but sometimes it's not the best before you're in a haunted building all night.
And your stomach's rumbling.
And your stomach's like, and then that's when people listen to the recorder and they're like, it's a demon. No, it was just those tacos you had at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do another live session. Once again, just shoot us questions. I'm happy to ask the questions out loud that you guys send us.
Yeah, we'll ask a couple more questions, then we have one more device to show you, and don't forget to stay tuned for our Ouija board experiment.
Yeah, we have the coolest experiment coming up after this.
Very cool.
I kind of remembered this really creepy story that actually took place in this cemetery, and yeah, you guys have to check back. You have to hear this story. It is so scary, and we're going to be trying to recreate this whole incident. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's do our second live EVP session here. Once again, this is Madeline and Cindy. We're at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery doing a live EVP session. If there is anybody at all here with us, can you tell us your name? Do you guys remember seeing the Ghost Adventures crew come here, Zach Bagans and Nick Groff?
Do they feel the veil growing thinner, and does it make it easier to contact us?
We're getting really close to Halloween. Does that mean that the veil is growing thinner? Is it any easier to contact us? I could hear some children just a few seconds ago in the forest. Why do you stay here? Do you get lonely? That truck was really loud.
Big truck going by.
Big truck going by. Alright, I'll go ahead and stop this. It's good whenever you're doing these live burst sessions to keep it pretty short. Normally we'll do a session for about 10 minutes, but because we're on this live video, you have to think every session you do, you're going to multiply it by 2. So like this one that I just did was only a minute and a half. So let's go ahead and listen it back.
Once again, this is Madeline and Cindy. We're at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery doing a live EVP session. If there is anybody at Do you guys remember seeing the Ghost Adventures crew come here, Zach Bagans and Nick Groff? Did you hear something there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you guys remember seeing the Ghost Adventures crew come here, Zach Bagans and Nick Groff?
Kind
I
of
do
sounds like
hear
it says
something.
no.
I hear some. Yeah, I do hear something there.
Come here, Zach Bagans and Nick Groff.
I think so too. I think
Hold
it
on,
says. I think it might say no. I hear like a whisper.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures
whisper
crew, come
there.
here, Zach Bagans and Nick Groff.
It's right there.
Right there. Yeah, I could definitely hear that. It may not be able to hear it too good over my phone.
Kind of sounds like it's saying no.
I
Hold
do
on.
think it does.
Halloween, does that mean that the veil is growing thinner? Is it any easier to contact us? I could hear some children.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard something,
Okay.
but yeah, it's the children. You can hear children in the background.
Why do you stay here? Do you get lonely? That truck
That truck
was really
is
truck,
so
yeah.
loud on here.
Somebody thought they heard it say yes.
With that question?
I think so.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that's
Yeah.
just one of the examples where we're going to have to look at it on a computer and make sure and try to rule out that it could be some sort of static or interference. I am a huge skeptic when it comes to any piece of equipment. It's really important that you think about everything thoroughly and try to extinguish all the other, types of things that could be causing it to sound like that. But that was pretty cool. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
that
we
was cool.
actually caught something.
Yeah, we actually did catch something.
Yeah, so
I
let's go
think.
ahead and let's do another one really quick and see if we can maybe capture the same voice here. All right, this is Madeline and Cindy. We're at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. This is our third live EVP session. We think we just heard you say you did not see Zach Bagans and Nick Groff. Can you tell us your name? Did you say yes or no to seeing Ghost Adventures come here? How long have you been here? Do you want to say anything to our Periscope fans right now? And then we're going to end that. And we'll play it back.
Alright, this is Madeline and Cindy. We're at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. This is our third live EVP session. We think we just heard you say you did not see Zach Bagans and Nick Groff. Can you tell us your name? Did you say yes or no to seeing Ghost Adventures come here? How long have you been here? Do you want to say anything to our Periscope fans right now? And then we're gonna end that.
All right, well, it doesn't sound like there was anything else on that one. So what we'll do is, once we get home after we do our Ouija board experiment after this broadcast, we're definitely going to listen to that audio again. I have Adobe Audition, which I have the whole Creative Cloud because I'm a designer, so that's the program that I use because it comes with that subscription. which it's really good at. You know, what I do is I don't mess with anything. I will just enhance the wavelength, and I will actually look and see if there is actually something besides just static that's coming through and making that noise, like if we caught a whisper or a voice saying no or whatever it said. So whatever we caught on here, if we did catch something, we'll definitely put it on our website. Check it out, www.huntersoftheunknown.com. We'll probably have this up within the next couple weeks, and we'll definitely post it on our Facebook and Twitter as well. If we captured something, you can find us there at Hunters Unknown. So I think, Cindy, you have one more piece of equipment that we're going to talk about, and then after this broadcast, once we get through our last piece of equipment, and then we're going to do our closing prayers, and if you guys have any other questions for us, we're actually going to go out into the middle of the woods, and we have such a cool experiment. There was actually a really scary story that happened here at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery with an Ouija board. So we're going to try to recreate that whole situation, and I'll tell you guys the story. It's really crazy. And this whole thing is actually going to be a really, really cool experiment, so I can't wait to see what happens. So definitely, yeah, stay tuned. We have one more piece of equipment to show you. We'll teach you guys our closing prayers, and then we're going to go out into the middle of the woods and see if we can have something cool happen with the Ouija board.
Somebody said we just passed 10,000 views.
10,000 views? Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And somebody said that they heard an airplane. Yes, we are close to Midway Airport. There are a couple planes that have
lots of airplanes, and then there's also lots and lots. We're right next to a major road, and unfortunately that just seems to be how things work here in the suburbs of Chicago. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch this back over. Cindy has one more cool piece of equipment to show you guys. The Ovulus.
The Ovulus. So this piece of equipment has a database of words in it, and it is thought that ghosts can manipulate those words and it will talk. So it will say something and it will spell it out on the screen as well.
Cindy's nails on fleek.
Okay, so yeah, so it's got a database of words in here. We're hoping the ghost can manipulate those words and say something for us. Now, we're really skeptical about this device because it does spit out random words sometimes. We've gotten Pluto many times actually, so you gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt. Depending on what you're asking. We have had it say relevant things as well. So kind of depends what you're asking and if you get an answer that actually pertains to your question. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. It's gonna say dictionary mode. Okay, which is kind of soft. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, so it is on, and we're going to ask a few questions. There are kids out in the woods there if you're hearing that. Yeah. Okay, so it is a public cemetery. There are people out here today. It is starting to get dark, so I think we should wrap this up real soon here because we cannot be here after dark. We will be arrested. What time is it?
3:48.
Okay. Well, we're doing okay.
Time, yeah.
We're doing okay. Okay. So this is the Ovulus, and we're going to see if it's going to say any words for us. So if there are any spirits in this cemetery, could you maybe say your name for us?
Someone asked, what's an example of a relevant thing, meaning that it could say?
Well, like if I just asked, can you say your name, and it says Pluto, that's not really relevant. But if it says Nick, or somebody's actual name, that would be relevant. I mean, it does say really random stuff sometimes that really make no sense at all, and so you would just kind of throw that out. So if there's any spirits here, if you could manipulate our device and have it say something. Could you tell us why you are in this cemetery? Why do you stay here? Do you like all the people that come here to visit?
Someone had a good comment. He said, use control words and ask if they can repeat it. We've never done that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Let's do, I'm going to say this time of year is fall. Can you say fall on our device? Or even any words pertaining to fall.
And then someone asked if they touch it, will it light up? Those lights on the top.
It actually, the lights tend to start lighting up before it's going to spit out a word.
Yeah.
Is kind of what it does. So yeah, almost as if they are touching it, manipulating it to say something, it'll kind of start to light up a little bit. Yeah. We've gone through nights where it says nothing, and we've gone through nights where it's really talkative. You know, it just kind of depends. You know, a lot of people were saying too, you know, no, you can't do this during the day, you need to do it at night. And you certainly don't. Spirits are all around us at all times. So it really doesn't make a difference if it's day or night. We like to do it at night only because of our cameras see in a different spectrum of light, you know, and may be able to capture something, but you can certainly go during the day too. Okay, Ovulus.
Ask what year it was born, or they were born.
What year? Can you tell me what year you were born on our device here? I don't think we're gonna get anything on this, and it's getting late. I know you guys are anxious to see our Ouija board experiment, so we're gonna wrap up this session. We are going to do a closing prayer, which we do during our investigations, and that just kind of, you know, tells the spirits they can't come home with us, basically. So we're going to do the closing prayer, and then directly after this, it's going to take us a little bit of time to set up, because we are going to walk out into the woods because we want to be away from everybody, although the cemetery has cleared out quite a bit now. We're going to walk out to the woods, and we have a really cool Ouija board story to tell you that happened in this cemetery, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, which is just outside of Chicago, and we are going to do a Ouija board experiment ourselves, live on Periscope. So make sure that you follow us on our second broadcast directly after this, but right now we're going to go ahead and do our closing prayer and end this session.
So I will go ahead and got my trusty, once again, my Josh Gates journal, signed by Josh Gates. He's one of our favorite adventurers here. Favorite. We want to go with you sometime, Josh. Just give us a call. And in the front and on the back, I have our prayers written here. So we're going to recite our closing prayer. Once again, it's to St. Michael, the Archangel. And kind of like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, if you missed it, we do use these prayers as a way to protect ourselves and to stop spirits from following us home. But it's also really important, and we both make sure that we're mentally, you know, strong, and that we just have a wall up mentally from things attaching to ourselves. All right, are you ready for the prayer, Cindy?
Let's go.
All right. In the name of Jesus Christ, I command all human spirits to be bound to the confines of this location. I command all inhuman spirits to go where Jesus Christ tells you to go, for it is He who commands you. Amen. All right, so after this, right now, we are going to end this broadcast, but definitely stay tuned and keep yourself on Periscope, because we're going to go out in the middle of the woods, and we have the coolest Ouija board experiment set up. What time? It's
5 minutes, 10 minutes from now?
Yeah, it's probably going to take us
soon.
like maybe 10 minutes to get out there and get set up. We have the coolest story about an Ouija board that actually happened at the cemetery. This is so cool. I've been looking forward to this. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and end this. Like I said, stay tuned, probably 10 more minutes, and you can check out our live broadcast with our Ouija experiment.
Okay, yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.